What if the USA never existed? What if the land of the free and home of the brave was just empty? No New York, no Los Angeles, no McDonald's, and most importantly, no America's Got Talent. Let's dive into a world where the USA never became a thing. First off, the world map would look weird. There would just be this giant gap between Canada and Mexico. I mean, without the USA, that's one long, awkward road trip. Are we there yet? Nope, just Canada and Mexico, no pit stops. But let's talk about history. No American Revolution. That means King George III and his British Empire would have kept all those 13 colonies. No Declaration of Independence, no 4th of July fireworks. The Brits would still be sipping tea on the East Coast, watching the sun rise over New England like, lovely day for a monarchy, isn't it? Meanwhile, no George Washington on your dollar bills. Wait, no dollar bills at all, just pounds. Good luck figuring out the exchange rate. Without the USA, world politics gets super strange. The French Revolution might not have happened. The American Revolution inspired the French to rise up. Without that inspiration, King Louis might have kept his head a little longer. And Napoleon? Well, maybe he'd just stay a short, frustrated military officer instead of trying to conquer Europe. Who knows? France could still be run by kings in shiny hats. Now let's talk about culture. Imagine no Hollywood, no blockbuster movies, no Star Wars, no Marvel superheroes, no sequels that somehow keep going. Instead, we'd all be watching British period dramas where no one runs or explodes, just lots of tea, polite conversations, and awkward silences. And music? No rock and roll, no jazz, no hip-hop. Elvis? Never heard of him. The Beatles might have still existed, but they wouldn't have come to America to conquer anything. So no screaming fans and probably no massive global fame. Maybe they just remain a decent pub band, playing in Liverpool every Saturday night. Let's not forget Inventions. The Wright brothers? Yeah, they wouldn't have invented the airplane. The first flight might have been from France to Italy or something. And the moon landing? Forget about it. No USA, no space race, and definitely no Neil Armstrong saying one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. Probably more like Bonjour Moon from a French astronaut. And without the internet, yes, the USA helped invent that, our world might still be communicating via telegrams. Good luck sliding into someone's DMs with that. Now, the World Wars. Without the USA stepping in during World War I and World War II, who knows how things would have gone? Britain, France, and Russia would have been left to handle Germany and its allies on their own. Maybe the wars would have dragged on even longer. Maybe we'd all be speaking German right now, or maybe we'd just be tired of war and decided to play chess instead. Speaking of global superpowers, who would have filled the void? Without the USA, it's a safe bet that the Soviet Union would have expanded its influence after World War II. The Cold War, it might not have been so cold. Maybe the Soviets would have set up shop in Europe and parts of Asia. The world could have ended up split between Soviet communism and British imperialism. It's like picking between two ice cream flavors that you didn't really want in the first place. Economically, things get weird. No Wall Street, no Apple, no Silicon Valley. The global economy might have been slower to develop. Maybe China would have risen to dominance earlier, or perhaps Europe would have stayed on top. Either way, no American fast food chains taking over the world, so if you love burgers, sorry, but they probably wouldn't be a global obsession. Maybe fish and chips would be the it food. Exciting, right? But what about everyday life? Without the USA, the world loses a cultural powerhouse. Fashion, sports, entertainment, even slang would be totally different. No NBA, no NFL, no Super Bowl halftime show where someone inevitably does something crazy. And don't even get me started on American slang. Without phrases like cool or awesome, we'd all still be saying things like splendid and how delightful. Can you imagine telling your friends, "That's simply marvelous, mate"? So, what does this all mean? Well, without the USA, the world as we know it would be unrecognizable. We wouldn't have the same mix of culture, technology, and ideas that shaped the 20th and 21st centuries. The USA might not be perfect, but let's face it, the world would be a lot less fun without it. Now, before you jump to the next video, take a moment and check out the description below. I've got links to some amazing products from Amazon, and links to listen to some of the best Audible books for free. You'll want to grab these deals before they disappear, just like the USA in this alternate timeline.